All right. Greetings, one and all. Here we go. Good to see you, April. I am representing Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to everybody over on Kick. This is Chicago. Shout out to everybody over on Twitch. Everybody on YouTube. You know I'm representing the Windy City. And everybody on Facebook. You know I am representing Chi Town. You already know how it is. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, and rep your city. Rep your city. You know how we do. Represent your city. We got Atlanta, Georgia in the building. We have Buffalo, New York in the house. Who else we got in here? We got New York City in the building. We got Newark, New Jersey in the house. Yes, we do. Let's get it going. Rep your city, rep your city. My phone was going crazy yesterday. And you know why. I really didn't have much to say. I don't know much about dude. We have Portland, Oregon in the building. So that's why you don't see me speaking on that, because I really don't know much about that. Yeah, I won't really be speaking on him because I don't know anything about him. I'm only following certain information on my subscribers. So my subscribers are real informed. I'm not really following a lot of political hacks. So I'm not really following the politics or the political people. So I don't know what they're saying. We have Florida in the building, most likely Miami. So I don't know. I don't watch that kind of stuff. You know, I watch, I'm subscribed to a wide variety of information, not politics. I don't pay attention to politics. I don't pay attention to politics. And we're going to talk about why I don't pay attention to politics. Yeah, I don't pay attention to politics. I'm not anti-Trump. I'm not any of that. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I don't subscribe to any of that. If somebody runs for office and I like them, I vote for them. I don't feel like I should be having to represent the whole party just because I vote for you. To me, that's also very ridiculous. I remember when Americans could vote and you weren't tied to a party. You was just voting for your candidate. You know, you were just voting for a candidate. Now with the foolishness, if you vote for a candidate, they give you to the whole party. And you don't even know the whole party. It's because we have a bunch of people, younger people that have grown up that don't know much. I hate to be so blunt, but since the younger generation now become adults, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Because the younger generation, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it was less children. They don't have much tolerance. They didn't have to play with a lot of children. So they're not very friendly. They're not very adaptable. They don't know how to accept people that don't think the same way. This what happens when you got a few children like that. Um, they grew up in neighborhoods where, let's say they grew up out in the suburb. It's only a handful of children. And then the families out there that's got the most money, their children are the ones, and then all the other children have to follow the richer family's children, and so they're just a bunch of like robots. There's no individuality. There's no tolerance because it's just a younger generation of weirdos. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. I got to do it every day. When I go live, I got to do. One thing is I try to help my subscribers mature and get out of their age bracket because their group is slow, selfish, and one-sided. No, it's my way. Argumentative, uh, low comprehension skills, a horrible educational system. Right now in America, we have the worst educational system we've ever had in this country. Unless you probably go back to like segregation days, the educational system probably was horrible. But from the mid 50s on up, the educational system was great. Then it just hit a wall. It's the worst educational system ever. I have 6 children. My children had nobody to play with because nobody's having any babies anymore. So, my children didn't have the lifestyle I had where it was hundreds of children to play with. It was nobody to play with. You know what I'm saying? There was nobody to play with. So the American educational system has totally crashed, especially in the last I would say the last 15 years. Yeah, the last 15 years. Before then, it was getting bad, but it was still all right. In the last 15 years, not only the educational system, the students. The students are, the younger generation now is the most uninformed, most selfish, most unrealistic generation in the history of this country. Argumentative with no information, um, followers, and that's what's going on with the Democrat and Republican Party. It's all followers. So we're going to get into it. It's so I don't mess with it. I don't try not to talk about it. Even now, I'm not going to talk about that particular situation. I'm going to talk about something else. I'm not going to talk about that because the extremists, you want to be extremists, then you get extremities. Okay? Extremists create extremists. And both sides are ridiculously extreme, ridiculously unprofessional, and a disgrace, to be honest with you. Because the Republicans and the Democrats are pushing everything except the economy and education. They're pushing a lot of personal point of views. If you're LGBTQ, that's your business. That should not be a political discussion. We don't care who you're sleeping with. We're trying to pay bills around here. What's up? What that check do? Okay? What's up with that? What's up with a raise? What's up with hiring more police? Nobody cares if you're gay. Stop discussing that in public. Stop discussing your sexuality in public, whether you gay or straight. Nobody want to care about how many women you slept with or who you slept with. Nobody cares. Okay? You don't deserve any gay rights because you're not supposed to be discriminated against because nobody's supposed to know you're gay. You're not going to work to be gay, heterosexual, or homosexual. That's not what you're going to work for. You're going to do a job. Okay? If I go to work, I leave my wife at home. And then when I get back home, I'm a heterosexual or I'm a father. When I get to work, I'm not a heterosexual. I'm an employee. It's real simple. It's very simple. So we're going to get into that, all of that, but I'm not going to get into whatever he was talking about because I didn't watch it. If I get any inkling that you're anti me, why would I watch you? Why? If you're ranting a bunch of weirdo stuff, why would I watch you? Why would I say, oh, this is a hater? Let me see what the hater's talking about. I'm not like people watch haters or watch. I'm not saying he's a hater, but I'm saying people don't like him and then they watch him. Like, make some sense. Why are you constantly watching somebody you don't like? Let the people that like him watch him. So now you don't like him. You watch him. He's saying things you don't agree with. Now you're getting all upset. That guy never upset me because I don't know what the hell he ever said. I don't know what he said. I don't care. I don't care what he said. I grew up outside, rough. I was born in 1958, rough outside. Talk is cheap. Run up and get done up. I'm not trying to hear nothing you're talking about unless you right here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta talk that. You gotta talk that so we can do a commercial. We gotta be able to make a commercial if you want to talk crazy to me. Yeah, we got to be able to make a commercial. You need to be able to say, reach out and touch someone. I need to be able to touch you. You know that? You just talking. You know what I mean? I don't know. Where the 1950 babies at, 58, 60, where the boomers at? Because we be booming. Well, boom on you. They don't call us boomers for that. Well, boom on you. We still booming on my soul. But I want to talk about something else because the economy is tanking. I'm not understanding why is everything more important than the economy. I do not understand. I don't understand what's more important than the economy. If you and I want to start a business and you hate me and I hate you, can we start a business? Can we make some money? Can we make some money if we hate each other? Can we make any money? I remember when Americans didn't hate each other. They just went to work and made money. After we got through with the civil rights movement, that's when America's economy was at its highest. America's economy was at the highest it's ever been after they put all that racism and stuff on the back burner. That's when cities like Chicago, New York, LA, that's when everything took off. Why? Because you wasn't black, you wasn't white, you was just a person on the bus going to work. Okay? All right? So you're just a person on the bus going to work. That's it. All these weird opinions and stuff on social media, and none of that stuff is real outside. All of that's just social media. It's all nonsense. It's all social media. As soon as somebody come over here talking something that don't apply outside, That's why they like, why you keep brushing people off? Because you saying some internet. That's some internet stuff. It's not real. I come from outside, popping wheelies, riding bikes, throwing snowballs, playing hide and go seek, catch a girl, kiss a girl, fighting all the way up to the 5th grade, and then no more fights, conflict resolution. By the time you got in 6th grade, you're like a grown man, you got conflict resolution. I ain't had a fight since probably the 4th or 5th grade. Conflict resolution. We just ain't out here just fighting. We big boys now. We on some big boy stuff. We ain't just saying weirdo stuff to the other brother or the other sister. Some of this new generation, you a grown man coming on social media saying weirdo stuff to another brother or another person. You don't even know them, and you typing negative weirdo stuff, and you want to know why the violence is going up. Because you saying stuff that create violence. Violence beget violence. If you're talking extreme, then you attract extremes on the opposite end. Duh. If you're talking extreme over here, you're going to get attention from people that's extreme over there. Hello? So if you are a crazy Palestinian, you're going to attract a crazy Israeli. And you see how that's working out. You see how that's working out for the Palestinians, because they let extremists push their back against the wall. And then extremists from the other side say, all right, we won't smoke. That's what really happened. That's what happened. There was no conflict resolution. The extremists is running the world. And those that have some decency is picking this side or that side, rather than say, listen, we ain't on neither one of y'all side. Y'all need to chill with this extreme weirdo stuff. You understand? We need to chill with all that. If you go vote for somebody, they call you a Democrat. How are you a Democrat because you like a candidate? You can't just vote for the candidate. You got to be a Democrat. What the hell is a Democrat? Where do you sign up to be a Democrat? There's no such thing as a Democrat. Not for citizens. The only person that could be a Democrat is an actual politician. That's it. Only people that could be a Democrat realistically is a mayor or a city council or a senator or a congressman or a president. And those are the only people that can be Democrats or Republicans. Other than that, you're a citizen. How do they know you a Democrat or Republican? Show me your credentials. Show me your credentials that you're a Republican. If dude run and he making some sense and we're going to get some money or a lady, I'm going to vote for them. I don't give a damn what they are. If you're running for office and you say, if I'm president, I'm going to give out $5,000 stimulus checks. I'm going to raise this minimum wage. And you're talking like that, you get my vote. I wouldn't care what you is. I don't care. I'm not voting for you because you're a Republican. I'm not voting for you because you're a Democrat. I'm voting for you because I want to be able to feed my family. Because you're going to make the country better. But now once you claim Democrat and Republican, you're going to vote for any bozo on your side. Because you think you're a Republican. So they can give you any loser and you're going to ride with it. You think you're a Democrat, so they can give you anybody. You'll vote for Biden and he don't know where he's at. But you're a Democrat, but you got somebody in office that don't know his name. How that happen? You know what I'm saying? What the hell? So then you get this guy, don't know his name. So now he's so bad. Now you get this jackass you got in there now. But you wouldn't have this jackass if you didn't have the other jackass. Yeah, that's why a weirdo loser like Trump is the president, because of Biden. He didn't have any competition. He could just walk in there. Everybody know Trump is a loser and don't know how to do nothing. Now you're losing your farm. Now you cry, because this guy is a nut. Everybody knew he was a nut. He has no political experience. The man never been a mayor, a senator, or nothing. The man comes straight off of a reality TV show as president. What kind of racist nonsense is that? You just voted for him based on your race. This guy has no experience running no country. He have never ran a city or nothing. He comes straight off of a fake reality TV show and become president. No political experience. None, not a senator or nothing. Becomes president. You think I'm paying attention to that once I see America don't know what it's doing, I'm paying attention to this other stuff. I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to that. I look and say, oh, they tripping. Okay, let me go pay attention to something else. That's why I don't watch sports. Once I look, oh, they cheating? Okay. No more sports for me. They cheating. Okay. I thought it was legitimate. Okay, it's not legitimate. Okay. No baseball, basketball, or football for me. Oh, y'all cheating? The games is fixed? Okay. All right. Turn that off. I'm not going to put my real emotions on no bootleg. I'm not going to watch that bootleg. I don't know if it was funny or not. I didn't watch that. That's what I'm trying to tell you, young. What's your young takes? I don't even watch any of that. I don't watch that. It wouldn't have been funny to me. Richard Pryor is funny. Comic View was funny. So the things you find funny, you're just saying funny. Like what you was at home just really cracking up, like you was laughing, sorry you was crying. No, it wasn't funny. You're just saying that. All right? I don't know. So the point I'm getting ready to make is that you can't have no healthy economy with extremism. Extremism will ruin your economy. You can't have a country run one way and then business run the other way. If you have a country that's extremist, then your businesses are going to be extremists. Your schools are going to be extremists. Your police departments are going to be extremists. So now you got confusion. Because you way over here and way over there. And this young generation, y'all need to turn it around and stop supporting this loser nonsense that you're supporting. Because it's totally nonsense. Let me show you. They say conservatives and liberals, right? Just think about this. Just look at this. What's a conservative and what's a liberal? Then they say the left and the right. All right. If you're conservatives and liberal, do you got to be left and right? You got to be left and right. Then you got to be Democrat, Republican. So which one is you? Are you Democrat, Republican? Are you left and right? Are you conservative, liberal? Y'all don't think that's too much? Really? Y'all think conservative, liberal, left and right, Democrat, Republican gonna put some money on the table? That's gonna help you make some money at work. What you gonna get? You gonna get a left job and a right job? What you gonna get? A conservative job or a liberal job? Like, what you gonna marry? A conservative wife or a liberal wife? A conservative husband? Your children, you gonna raise conservative children or liberal children? Like, I'm confused. What the hell is all this? What is all of this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? I don't understand. Because I had people saying I'm a liberal because I wanted to vote for somebody. And I'm like, how is voting for this person make me a liberal? How is voting for this person? Why are you giving me all their ideology and all their policy? So you're telling me a white American male that feels like Trump can help the economy and he votes for Trump, you telling me he's a conservative? No, he's a guy voting for Trump thinking Trump's going to help the economy. Now, if Trump's doing a bunch of other stuff, that's not why the guy voted for him. I cannot give this guy all of things Trump do just because he voted for Trump. He voted for something particular about Trump. He not voting for everything Trump's talking about. Like, you might just want somebody who's going to do something about education. You don't necessarily like their policy on war and stuff, but you feel like the schools is messed up, so you voted for them. Well, nowadays, Americans gives you all this person's policy just because you voted for them. So now if you vote for somebody, you're responsible for their all their policy, everything they believe in. Does that make any sense? So you can't vote for particulars. You have to vote conservative or liberal. Come on, man. What? 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 So now if I want to vote for somebody, you're going to tell me their whole history. Because I'm voting for them because I want them to do this. And you're going to tell me, but they used to be this and they said this and then they said that and then they said this and they said all this stuff. You're going to vote for them? I'm like, what? First off, if I say I'm going to vote for somebody right now, I got a big question. Is that any of your damn business to tell me anything other than accept who I said I'm going to vote for? You're going too far. If you tell me you're going to vote for Trump, that's the end of it. You're a grown man and you're a grown woman. It's not for me now to question you. Just accept that's what you're going to do. It is so sad because you want to question an adult about their personal decisions, especially on this internet. This internet is the worst. Grown men questioning other grown men about their personal decisions. Grown men. Grown men trying to shame you for your personal decision and call yourself America, call yourself a free country. And look what you're teaching the children. I came on and said, I want to vote for Harris. I had grown men questioning me on my vote on the internet. And face to face, I would have told you one time to shut up talking to me. And then that would have went left. You don't pay no bills over here. When I go to the restaurant room, I do it by myself. You don't hold me while I urinate or none of that. I don't know you. You don't cook my food or nothing. Don't question me. Mind your own business. You don't have no right to question me on what I'm telling you I'm going to do. So then it's going to get to the point we ain't going to want to talk to each other. You don't want to talk to nobody because you can't talk and just tell your feelings because the other person on social media want to question you about what you think about life. This is why over here, I don't want to hear nobody tell me nothing. This is not an open forum for your point of view. You take your point of view and stick it where the sun don't shine, because that has gone too far. Where you want to intrude on somebody else's point of view and they can't say their point of view because you feel like you're supposed to test them with your damn point of view. Go somewhere and say your damn point of view on your own. Why do your point of view got to be said at the expense of the other person's point of view? Do that make sense? If Francisco say, I want to go to the moon, it's not for me. Now I got to give him my point of view. Bro, you shouldn't go to the moon. That ain't none of my business. Bro say he want to go to the moon. End of story. The point was him to tell me where he want to go. That's it. He's not telling me that to hear where I think he should go. But it's then turned into foolishness. It then turned into foolishness. For example, you'll never see me laugh about that man getting shot. Only losers do that. What would be wrong with you when somebody gets shot and you think it's funny because you don't agree with them? That's not funny. How's that funny? How's that something to type about on social media? Like, seriously? Because I know that's what people thought I was going to come and do. I don't got nothing to say about that. Because we have relatives get shot. We have friends that get shot. I got 6 children. I'm not going to put that bad energy on them. So y'all getting out here putting bad energy. You think it's funny that man got shot, and then you putting that energy on yourself, because what comes around goes around. So now when you get out here with that type of dark energy, when you get out here with that, I'm not talking about what the man deserves. I'm talking about what you deserve, Joshua, that you putting that dark energy on you. I ain't talking about him. He gone already. So if that man's already unalive, and I'm saying certain things, I'm alive. So all the karma, he not finna get no karma. Y'all alive gonna pick up all that dark energy. That dark energy is floating around and you alive. And you throwing dark energy out there. Now, where's that dark energy gonna go? It can't go to him. He's not here no more. It gonna come back on me. Think about what I'm telling y'all. That's why you don't see me putting that dark energy out there. I ain't putting no dark energy out there. I'm giving y'all real game. Y'all better listen to me. Don't never put no dark energy like that out there about nothing like that. If you can't, don't even speak on it. If you don't want to say, rest in peace to them, maybe you don't like them, then just don't say nothing. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Listen, you're going to have to listen. But when you put dark energy out there, it stays out there. And it's floating around you because you're the one. If I'm in here and I put dark energy out, it's going to be in here. But maybe I'll talk about that one day by itself. That dark energy is not leaving out of here. That dark energy is not going in the world. It's going to stay right around me. It's going to be a dark cloud. There's some science don't nobody tell y'all. When you put that dark energy out your mouth, it stays right around you. That it don't go nowhere. It follows you. And now you got a dark energy magnet around you attracting dark energy, right? You got a dark energy magnet that attracts dark energy. So you're not going to never see me do nothing like that. I don't want that energy on me. My name Wes, and I'm not in that mess. You know what I'm saying? My name Wes. If that man was a hater, he already got his dark energy from putting dark energy out there. Because from what I understand, that man was putting a lot of dark energy out there. From what I understand. And what happened? Trump puts a lot of dark energy out there. Look at his ankles and look at his health. Once Trump got to running his mouth saying all that dark energy, look at his health. Y'all know what's going to happen to Trump because he got a dark cloud following him around. He should have just stayed on politics. He's not supposed to be saying all that stuff he's saying. Ranting and saying stuff that's non-political. You know, that's not good. I'm giving y'all a game. Like, stay away from dark energy and negative things. You know, stay on your own positive zone. Don't let nobody be so bad that now you take pleasure in bad things that happen to them. Like, you know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You wasn't supposed to be looking at him at all, Joshua. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You wasn't supposed to be looking at him. You're not supposed to be paying him no attention. Once you realize that's what he was, that should have just been the end of it. But we live in a world where people will realize he was negative and will watch him. And watch him. Man, he's negative. He said something negative today. Man, the next day, man, you see what he said? He said something else negative. 2 weeks later, man, you seen what he said? He said something else negative. It's like that. Okay, let me get this straight. So you tuned it in. Oh, no, I'm confused. You tuned it in? You actually watch it? You actually keeping it up with his negativity? For real? Like what? Then they come ask me, you seen the negative stuff, Pharaoh? No. I never know. I don't watch dude. No, I haven't seen. What? That's like you go to school and there's a loser and you just hang out with the loser so you can go home. Mama, Jamie a loser. Mama, Jamie stupid. Mama, Jamie is a loser. Then you go back around Jamie. Mama, Jamie is a loser again today, Mama. Today, yeah. I was with Jamie and he did some more loser stuff. You know, it's like, what? Stay away from him. What are you doing? What? What? You watching him? Why you not watching winners? Son, why every day you come home you telling me about losers? Why you ain't never come home telling me about nobody got an A in math? Nobody making something out themselves. That's why I tell y'all, I'm only watching certain people. I'm only watching like positive stuff. I'm not watching the loser network. When I see dudes like that talk, I just keep strolling up. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I don't watch WAC 100 because his energy's always dark. I don't watch dude. I don't know what he's saying, but I know it's some loser stuff. And I know how that's going to work out for him in the end. So I don't know what he's saying. I don't watch Adam 22. I don't watch all these people. I see what people say they losers. I see that. But I don't watch that type of stuff. Man, let me turn and watch the train wreck. If you're young, you listen to me. Watch something motivative. Watch something about how to eat better. Watch something about something positive. Maybe a way to fix your fence or do some type of something that you try to learn how to do or that you can learn how to do. Somebody showing you an easy way to make something, an easy way to fix a kitchen drawer, an easy way to fix your car. Somebody showing you something that you can learn something, a healthy food that got a lot of herb that do something. Like, watch that type of stuff. Don't keep looking at losers. I don't watch any videos with black men and black women going back and forth. I don't watch that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch it because what I'm gonna get from it, everything I watch, I need to get something from it. I need to get something from it. If I'm not getting something from it, I really don't watch it like that. Even when I watch a TV or a movie, I have to get some type of enjoyment from it. You know what I'm saying? It have to be something that satisfies me, so I'm gonna watch it. And the problem with the United States is we losing money, and the reason we losing money is because extremism will never create a strong economy. There is no way this country is going to build a strong economy with these extremists on both sides of the political spectrum. We are going to go flat broke in the United States of America because they talking about everything other than getting a bag. They talking about everything other than putting food on America's table. Seriously. And we know to put food on the table, the Democrats and Republicans both got to sit down and put food on the table. They will not be able to take care of us if they are arguing and debating every day about nonsense. They trying to redistrict maps for votes, but they ain't trying to redistrict no money in our pocket. Redistrict some money in our pocket. You said, but news came on your timeline and man cheered up a little bit. I mean, then you got to check yourself. How much money that put in your pocket for your family? What's your name, Marcus? So what made you cheer up? That put some money in your pocket, that helped your children out, that helped your wife out. Like what you get? What you get from it? That cheered you up. What'd you get? What'd you get from it? How does that benefit you? I'm confused. How that benefit you? Because I ain't never cheered for nothing that don't benefit me. I'm only cheering for something gonna benefit me. I'm not cheering for nothing that ain't got nothing to do with me and don't make my life no better. Shooting that man don't make my life no better. Shooting that man make your life work. Because if the left gonna shoot the right gonna shoot the left. So that definitely wasn't no good thing. That definitely don't make us safer. Shooting that man makes us all more unsafer. That's a fact. That ain't no good thing for me. That's to me, that's straight negative. That he was putting out negative energy and now some more negative energy got put out. And then if he put negative energy out and then more negative energy come out, what that tell you? That means more negative energy gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that man got shot because he was putting out negative energy, then the shooter was negative energy. And if that man's negative energy made that negative energy, what is that negative energy gonna make? More negative energy. Unless I'm tripping. Negative, 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 negative. That's what I see. Which is not good for me because I live here. And all this negative energy going over my head can affect my family. What if he would have missed and hit an innocent kid or something in the crowd? So what if I'm at a crowd and some fool come in the crowd, want to do that to somebody and miss and hit me, hit my children, hit my grandson? So no, that whole thing is negative. all the way around, 100%. That's why extremism can't help extremism cannot help the economy. Like that's you losing money. Like I watch rappers start beefing and they lost money because they got to fighting at shows. And when the rappers get to fighting, the audience gets to fight. When the rappers is beefing, the audience start beefing. So when this rapper don't like this rapper, these fans don't like these fans. It's not good. How you making money like that? This is why even though 50 Cent making money and Rick Ross making money, they ain't making as much money as they could because they beefing. With that type of mentality, if they was together, they'll be quadrupling the money both of them making. They're supposed to be investors in each other's businesses. You understand what I'm saying? Look at all these rappers we got, and they none of them get along. And how was that helping the black community? But if Jay-Z was working with Nas and 50 and Rick Ross, if you take all the rich ones, if they was working together, imagine what they could do for the black community or for Americans as a whole. We would have our own cell phones. We would have our own car. They could have had a black car by now. We could have had a whole automobile company if the rappers wasn't beefing. Because they extreme. He extreme over here, he extreme over there. You can't make no money. I'm giving y'all game like extremism is bad for money. You can't make no money with extremism. Okay? That means lose money. Unity means money. Extremism means lost wages, lost money. You cannot make no money with that. Trump got in office with all them extremist views, and now the farmers are going broke. They losing all their crops. Countries is going other places to spend. We're not selling no soybeans to Russia no more. They're going to Argentina, and Russia's going to Australia to buy beef. America's losing money. The stores now look like bombs hit them. I don't know if y'all paying attention. We're running out of food in this country. I don't know if you're paying attention. I just went in Whole Foods again. I should have videoed. I could have showed it, but I said I don't feel like it. And they used to have all like the plant-based meats on this one. Big long refrigerators. It's like an aisle. Y'all know what I'm talking about, where all the freezer food is at. And they had the plant-based meats on this side, and they had the other stuff on this side. And I went a few weeks ago, and they had switched sides. But on the sides that used to have the plant-based meats, both sides used to be filled up. On that side is empty. It's like a bunch of empty spaces. So it's like they switched them up so you can't see how empty it is and make one side be a little empty and make the other side look full. I'm gonna show y'all next time. I swear. So now one side got like a bunch of pizza boxes. Boy, it looked crazy. And a bunch of empty space. And it's like they took the stuff that would be over there and they put it all over on this side so it won't look so bad. And I know why they did it, because when you walk in the store and you walk on the aisle, this the first side you're going to see, and you're not going to see this side. So they let this side be empty. So psychologically, when you walk and you're going to see it full, you're not going to see all these empty freezers. I'm telling you, it's horrible. It's frightening. It's just like our pizza boxes. And at the end, they got all the stuff in the middle, and they let the end freezers is like only a third of stuff on the ones on the end. I guess they figured, I don't know, I guess they figured let the ends be empty instead of the middle, I guess. Move everything to the middle and let the ends be empty. I get this certain plant-based milk. It's always out. It used to never be out. Now it's always out. It's almost like the last batch they got it from another store that ain't selling it. It's like they're not getting their stock in. Why? Because of that negative, that the Republican Party is negative. The Republican Party is dark, is negative. It's dark, it's negative. A lot of blacks that supported Trump, they so negative. I had to follow them on social media because they picked up that dark, negative energy. They men too, but they got dresses on and skirts because they became real feminine over politics. I'm like, what kind of black man is you? You all feminine over Trump like that? What? You all feminine over this guy like that? And the guy's a total idiot. Harris would have been a way better president. Now she came out and said what I've been told y'all. Biden and them sabotaged her. Biden and them wanted Trump to win. Racism and sexism at the highest level. The black man didn't see it because the black man is promoting sexism. That's a whole nother video. He is bought into a European sexism type mentality. That's the only thing that was more about they didn't want to vote for a woman. She would have been a way better. We would have been in way better situation. She was better than Trump and Biden both put together. Biden didn't even know where he was at. Now, here go the thing though. I'm not going to start coming down on people that voted for Trump because they probably thought he was going to bring some money to the table. They didn't know he was going to mess up like this. So what I look like getting all emotional against Trump supporters when a lot of Trump supporters, they didn't know he was going to do this. See what I'm saying? You got to be fair. I can't say, see, because they did not know dude was going to do this. So I'm not finna blame them. There ain't no way they would have thought. All them farmers never would have thought they wasn't going to be able to harvest their food if they put him in there. And they voted for him, and he arrested everybody that could harvest their food and chased them out right before Thanksgiving. They show you he's slower than Trump ain't the smartest. He ain't the brightest bulb in the lamp because even if you was going to chase the farm workers out, you would have waited until they picked everything. If you was a real gangster, like a real gangster would have let them pick all the food, then drove them out. Well, I got enough time to get some more people when it's time to plant again. This idiot ran everybody out with all right before Thanksgiving and harvest time, because a lot of Americans don't know Thanksgiving is a harvest celebration. When all the food from the summer harvest, then you have a big feast, right? This dude ran away the food pickers with all the food on the vines ready. Okay? All the food on the vines ready. He ran away everybody and left all that food on the vines. All them berries and strawberries and all that stuff, it's just out there rotting there. Which means a lot of farmers are going to go kamikaze. Okay? A lot of farmers are going to go kamikaze. That's a whole nother video for another day. But that's from extremism. Extremism. Because we don't have any more moderates. I've been saying this and saying this. If America don't bring back moderates, America's going to fall. You cannot run a country with two sets of extremists because extremists have no compromising abilities. They don't know how to work it out. And that's what we got in America. We got two sides of extremists. America was great politically because America always had moderates. And moderates was Republicans and Democrats that was more towards the center that would sit there and work out. We'll give you this, you give us that. We give you this, you like that. But now you got two extremists. They won't sit down. So now the Republican side don't only want to be extremists, they want to have a coup and take over the Supreme Court, take over the House, take over the Senate. So it's just one extreme side running the country. There's no moderate, and the country gonna crash because Republican extremists don't know what they're doing, and they're ruining the country because they don't believe in two parties. They want to turn it to a dictatorship. So now you got a crazy president that thinks he's Putin, thinks he's Hitler, wants to bring in military on his own citizens. And you got extremists that think it's funny, think it's fine, pushing extremists. And look what happened yesterday when they created extremists on the other side. This is how you end up in civil war. Because extremists create extremists. It's going to be pushback on the Republicans, and it's not going to be good because Trump is militarizing. Y'all seen what this shorty said in Chicago? They're not playing. The shorty's just saying what the whole Chicago is saying. I'm going to just leave that right there. We just going to let that sit right there. If y'all think them shorties is saying something that these adult men and police officers and firemen ain't thinking, you crazy. Chicago is a militant city. And you can bet that them shorties is saying what the elders and the middle-aged brothers are saying the same thing. Trust me what I'm telling you. So y'all can laugh at them shorties if you want. But ask yourself why they felt so comfortable saying that. What is their mama and them saying? What is everybody around saying for them shorties to say that? What is their family saying? What is we talking about on the blocks? What y'all think black people on the blocks is talking about? Not the weirdo Republican sellouts that then bought into extremism and then ruined American politics. Not them. They gonna flip too because they was doing it for money. And once they realized Trump ain't gonna deliver no money, they gonna be mad because they thought they was looking at him as a money man. They don't know that TV show was fraudulent, and they made him look like a big businessman. But his office was so dirty, the people on The Apprentice said they had to go and build him an office because they wanted to film in his office, but it was so raggedy and dirty, it didn't even look like a big-time businessman's office. Go look it up. He's a fraud. His daddy had money. And that's why America's falling economically, because these daddies had money and these daddies and granddaddies about business. Then they spoiled little children that they didn't never teach them nothing. So now when they passed away and they passed the money down to their offspring, you ain't half the man your daddy is. Like Trump ain't a fourth of the man of his daddy. He lost all his daddy's money. He's not his daddy. That image of the Trumps come from his daddy, not Donald. Donald don't know how to run no business. Donald is a loser when it comes to money. That's why he's a crook. He can't make honest money. You have to be a crook. He's a front. He's not that. He's not Bloomberg or nobody like that. They don't respect him like that. He's a laughingstock around the rich, the real rich. Now, y'all really think he that? He's not. It was all a hoax. And it's not his fault people is extreme. They didn't have enough decent Republicans. So and the only way he could win, all of the decent people that's about working and stuff is all Democrats. The Republican Party don't have didn't have enough decent people to elect a president. So he had to cater to Ku Klux Klan type people. He had no choice. So it really ain't Donald's fault, the type of people he had to go to get votes. He had to go to haters to get the votes. This is all facts. He had to get his vote from the dark side of America. So he had to play the game they played and pretend he was one of them to get the money. Everybody know Donald ain't no racist like his daddy, but he got to pretend that he represents that to get the vote. Because that's the only vote the Republicans had is the Confederates. That's it. And he had to have Elon come and do a little magic on the voting machines, allegedly. Because he didn't win that election. You know what I'm saying? He didn't win that. He didn't win that. That election was rigged. Allegedly. That's why Elon was brought in with the satellites. It all come out. Starlink did something to the machines. See, anytime you put your life in a machine, machines could be hacked. Anytime you got to go to machine and vote, good luck. The machines, anybody got sense know the machines was hacked. That man didn't win. Harris blew him out. Blew him out. You know what I'm saying? For real. So he's in a bad position, the people he got to cater to, but he doesn't know what he's doing. So the same people he got to cater to, now they're going broke. This is what hate does and extremism does. Because these extremists, they were more worried about their extremist views than they was their farms. Because many of these farmers, their workers was nothing but slaves. They basically was paying them slave wages. They don't want to talk about that. You got to ask yourself, why are migrants working on the farms? Because they don't pay enough for a regular American citizens won't do that work for that. They ain't finna go out there and pick that for $12 for what they paying. They're not paying them people nothing. It's basically New Age slavery. The American farmer is a slave owner. That's what he is. The migrants are slaves, modern day slaves. That's what they are. That's what they are. And so they mad because Trump chased their slaves away. But Trump don't understand who gonna do the work. Your machinery and your technology is not ready to pick it yet. You're working on it, it's almost there. But the United States government pimped the slave owners so much that the slave owners can't afford the new technology, which means what? If Trump runs out the migrants, all these Europeans lose their farms, Trump's friends go in and buy the farms, and then they can afford what? The technology to pick the stuff. The other farmers can't afford the technology. This is nothing more than a land grab. That's it. Get the migrants out of here. Let the farms collapse. Let them lose their farms. His rich friends buy all that land. Bring in the new technology. They don't got to hire migrants and grow it themselves while they go down to South America, wage war, take more land, buy that up too, and have more food than they had originally. Anybody can see what's going on. It's Big Brother and the mark of the beast taking over. Anybody knows Trump's not making these decisions. You ever see how they sit that paper in front of him and he sign it? You ever see how they be standing behind him? Boy, it be deep, boy. Y'all never watch when Trump signing all these papers? You ever see the guys standing behind him? Y'all ever seen that? Like next time you see him and they're signing, look at the men standing behind. They standing behind like, sign this. Yeah, good boy. Sign that. Y'all ain't never noticed that? Hold on. Y'all ain't never noticed that? Hold on. Y'all never seen those men standing behind him when he be signing all this stuff? And how they be looking at him? The real bosses? Hold on. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures. Tell me if I'm lying. Y'all ever notice it be a real boss behind them? Y'all ain't never noticed that? There's always somebody standing over him. Boy, I'll be like, man, I wonder if people see this. I wonder if everybody see these gangster in this man. It always look like he don't know what he doing, too. It always look like he just signing it. He don't never read it because they say he can't read well. He don't know what that stuff say. I'm telling you, I guarantee you, he don't know what none of that stuff say, man. Hold on, watch. Look at this. I be telling y'all too much. Like, tell me if it's me. I might be wrong. Look how dude looking at him. Like a picture's worth 1,000 words. Look. Look. Look how dude looking at him. Look how dude looking at him. Hey, you know one thing, Michael, you watching me, right? I'm not watching you. That's the difference between me and you, Michael. You watching me, I'm not watching you. That's the advantage I got. You know, don't watch me, watch TV. See how he looking? And like you can look at a lot of bills he signed and look at the people standing behind him. Just you can go back and you can look at him sign 10, 15 bills and look at the people standing around him and look how they hand it to him and the way he signs it. It's like, here, sign this. Oh, okay. I can't tell sometimes, Michael. Hey, check this out. Look. Look. I seen it like the last 2 times because it was just weird the way they handed it to him and when he signed it. And I was like, I just didn't like the way it looked. It didn't look like he was in control. But look how dude looking at him. Am I tripping? You all good, Mike? Am I tripping? Like, look how the man looking at him. Am I tripping? Look how he looking at him. That don't look gangster. Like he looking at Trump from the back. He not even looking out at the people taking the pictures. Like if I give it to you to sign it, I'm gonna be looking like this at y'all, right? He looking at Trump like this. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Look how he looking at him. Man, that be look and look. And I could show you a bunch of them. It just, you got to see the video when they hand them the bill. You know, when they hand it to them, it be looking, man, listen, it be looking like a gangster movie. He do not look in control. Maybe it's me. I'm just letting y'all know what I see, what I done seen. This was about 2 or 3 weeks ago when I looked and I said, you know what? I don't like the way they handed him. I don't like the way they handed him that paper. You know, I didn't like it. I was like, man, that looked, oh no. It didn't look right. He didn't look like he was in control. Maybe it's me. It looked like some gangster stuff to me, though. I'm gonna keep it real. It looked gangster. I was like, he don't look like he in control. He not even. It don't look like he's reading this stuff. It looked like they just wrote it. You know, it looked like JD and them just writing it and just giving it to him. I mean, that's what it looked like. It looked like JD and them is like them Project 2025 people. It looked like they writing all that stuff. Straight up. It looked like the Project 2025 people is writing all that stuff. Unless I'm tripping. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It be looking crazy. Exactly, because he's just the current face of their eye. That's what it looked like. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looked like. So that's why I just try not to pay no whole lot of attention to it and let it play out how it play out because truly uh it don't look like the people in control to me. It looked like it's already out of control. Like you know, it's looking like somebody else already run the country. It's always like this. And it's always this little dude with the glasses, right? And JD and certain people, it look like he doing what they tell him to do. He don't look like he doing, you know what I'm saying, what he want to do. It don't look like he doing what he want to do. It look like he being told. It look like the way they hand it to him. It be looking like they saying, sign this. That's what it be looking like. Unless I'm tripping. The way they be looking at him, man, it'd be like, good boy. I swear to God. It'd be like, good boy. I ain't never seen no president had that many people constantly standing behind him when he signed it, or signed that much stuff. That's probably why it caught my attention. So I've never seen it before. I've never seen any president look like that when he be signing bills. You know, like how you live in natural and you see things natural, all of a sudden you see something, it just looked funny. You say it could be his handlers. It be looking crazy, Drew. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. It be looking crazy. For sure. It don't look, he just don't look like he's in control when I look at him. Doesn't look like he's in control. It looks like sign this. Just the way he takes it, the way he sits it down, he look at it, you could tell he can't read or he's not really reading it. And then he just signs it. But I be looking at the men behind him and how they be looking at him. And they be looking at him like, good boy. That's what it be looking like. Know what I'm saying? It be looking like, good boy. It look like they bringing stuff to him. Here, sign that. Here, sign that. Like dude looking at him like, yeah, sign that. Like he's not looking at him like he the president. This don't look presidential. This picture look presidential. The man looking at Trump. The man, look how the man looking at Trump. Like most people would be looking halfway between Trump and the bill. Like I got the bill. Most people would be looking like at the bill. The man ain't looking at the bill. Look how this man looking at Trump. He not looking at him like they friends either. The man in the back look like he more powerful. To me, if you just look at posture. You know what I'm saying? If you look at posture, and I would ask you, which one of these men is in control in this picture? You would say the one standing up in the back. Look how he's looking at him. And he not looking at them like they got no type of good relationship. Dude in the back look mean as hell. I ain't gonna hold you. Just his whole face and everything, man, is just, oh no. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he the one in control, though, and Trump looked like a puppet. That's why it's like they telling them, sign this, sign that, sign that, sign that, sign that. It's almost like We almost sent you to prison. We could send you to prison. We still got cases on you. You know what I'm saying? We help you with all your cases. You know, you stole documents. Jack, you know what I mean? Jack Jack still could bring that case forward. You know what I'm saying? Because Jack stopped the case on him for the documents. Them documents allegedly he had like satellite photos of American satellites over like Iran. He had like nuclear submarine locations. Why he ain't go to prison for that? How he end up back to president? But that's just another story for another day. But that's what I've been seeing. You know, it's looking like a takeover from some. It looked like a takeover to me. It looked like these billionaires is taking the country and they're using him to do it. Because there is nothing that makes sense about chasing the migrants out right when the crops is ready. If you chase the migrants out when the food is on the vines, you're looking at total bankruptcy of the farmers. By January 1st, these U.S. farmers will be bankrupt and will lose their farms. Because a lot of them, they only make it from the money they get from the harvest. And sometimes when the harvest flop, they'll get like loans from the government until the next time. This is how they end up so much in debt. And you cannot tell me that you just gonna run out the migrants when the food is on the vine before the biggest food holiday in America. Because Thanksgiving is the biggest food holiday. Christmas is not a bigger food holiday as Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving ain't about gifts and Christmas gifts. Thanksgiving's about nothing but food. And that's a harvest holiday. And now all of that food is out there rotting. I watched one farmer, he had tears in his eyes. He said his strawberries out there rotting. All his strawberries. A whole full season full of work. Gone. Rotting on the vine. See, when I used to grow in Hawaii, when the buds or whatever you're growing is ready, that you can't, there's no room for no mistakes right there. So if I grow a whole bunch of buds and then they get ready and they're going to be ready, let's say they're going to be ready in another week and a half, 2 weeks. There's some big old buds. Let's say it start raining every day and just soak my buds and soak my buds. My buds going to mildew. That's it. Crop gone. If it rained before it got the buds, the plant's just going to drink that water. And if it rained when the buds is ready, that crop gone. All that work I did all that time, watering, feeding, cultivating, protecting, thousands of dollars worth of my crop. At harvest time, in that little 2 or 3 week period, you could be wiped out of business. This is why we grow at a certain time, because the sun's supposed to be out. It ain't the raining season. So if the raining season come too early and rain too long, or if the raining season comes at too early in the end and rains too much, either way, we out of business. Because you can't plant if it's raining too much either. I mean, I grew a garden behind my parents' house, and we didn't get everything we could get because it kept raining, and we planted late, but it still turned out right. But Indiana and Illinois corn farmers lost a whole lot that year. They lost billions that year because of the rain. It rained too long, they couldn't plant. They planted late. You know what I'm saying? They plan it late. So that's what I think about that. For what I do, what? It look crazy. It just look crazy. You know, it looks crazy. And the citizens, it's just a shame the way they got the citizens divided over politics. It's horrible. I'm thinking we're gonna have to go back to my mother's in them era. My mother in them era in the 60s and the 70s, you never discussed politics. Even husbands and wives wouldn't discuss who they're gonna vote for. And I think we gotta go back to that. And I really think they're gonna have to. I think they're gonna have to get rid of them voting machines. They're gonna have to figure out a way to make the elections 100% fair. Which, because back in the day they used to dump out ballots. I told y'all like one election they was stuffing the mailbox with mail-in ballots. I knew they was fake. So these elections are rigged. These political situations have become extreme, and when you have extremists in politics, that's going to lead to violence for sure. Definitely. There's no way this political system is not going to lead to violence because the two parties are too extreme to me. The Democratic Party is too extreme. Homosexuality has nothing to do with elections and making money and running the country. Uh, Gay LGBTQ things should not have anything to do with an election. That's your personal life. Nobody's not supposed to really uh, know about that like that. And I do understand that we live in a world where you would see, when my parents was coming up and you seen a man and a woman, you really didn't know they was sexually active. Like you never would see my mother and father kiss in public. You wouldn't see him touching her in a certain type of way. I mean, they wouldn't even hold hands. They would just walk. My mother, my father, me, and my sister. There was no public affection is a bad thing because it's not anybody's business. It's not a social activity. It's a private activity. And so now when you got LGBTQ and then you got public affection, people that's on different religious people, they're going to find that offensive. Now you want to legislate sexual preferences, but then you're not legislating no money or nothing. So now you got the Democrats are extremists with like all social stuff. They never don't be talking about no money or nothing. And then the Republicans are extremists with all social stuff. You want to ban books and close down libraries and remove Black history. Like neither side are doing a damn thing for the American people. They're just pushing extremist ideologies as the main thing, and we trying to eat. We trying to pay bills. What's up with minimum wage? What's up with rent control? What's up with mortgage control? Nothing. They arguing about black history, being gay, uh, abortion, like a bunch of stuff that don't really matter to none of us, really, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense because we know if a woman having 3 abortions, we know she out of pocket. What's wrong with you? You keep going having all these abortions. You need to close your legs if you can't have no baby. It's just real simple. Or make the man wrap it up, make him put 2 of them on. But just getting pregnant like that and unaliving it and pregnant and unaliving it, you know what I'm saying? So the both sides is like extremists. The Democrats is extremist lunatics. The Republicans are extremist lunatics. Then they telling the public you got to be an extremist lunatic on this side or that side. No, don't worry about how much we charge you. No, don't worry about property taxes, state taxes, federal taxes, city taxes, county taxes. Don't worry about that. Worry about who's gay. Worry about black history in the books in school. Like what? Like what? And the economy is tanking because they ain't talking about none of the economy. They talk about a bunch of personal stuff that really should be done in your home and really ain't supposed to be no history in the school, to be honest with you. I'm against history in the school. And if a parent try to tell me, no, Pharaoh, our kids need history in school, I'm going to be like, no, as a parent, you supposed to teach your children some history on Saturday and Sunday when they're at home. What you going to do? Your son is not going to get no history job. And your daughter not going to make no, and son ain't going to make no money from no damn history. Americans is behind in math, behind in reading. Get rid of history, double the math classes, double the science classes, double the reading classes. Because what good is history if your son is in high school reading at the 5th grade level? This makes some sense. Why do you want your child to know black history, but he can't even read? If he learn how to read, he can go to the library and read that on his own. What happened to the library? Take out you some black history books on the library and read it Sunday. Get history out to schools. Because if our children going to make it, they're going to have to know math, science, reading. That's what you're going to have to know to make it out here. There is no history job nowhere out here. There's no qualification to know history to get no kind of work. You have to know how to be a carpenter, a plumber. Where's those trade schools? Nobody care when Marco Polo or when Christopher Columbus. Nobody cares about Christopher Columbus discovering America. That's information I learned that's worthless. I've never been asked who discovered America. Y'all been asked? Anybody asked y'all who discovered America when y'all went to apply for a job? Anybody asked y'all about Marco Polo, Christopher Columbus, and all that? Anybody asked you when America was formed and all that? Anybody asked you when the revolution? You ever got a job based on knowing when the Revolutionary War was? You get one job with that? You're going to make money knowing how to do carpentry, plumbing, auto mechanic, heating and cooling, science, medical. You ain't going to get no job with no history. Black history, Smithstory. American history, black history, get that out of here. That's why America's got the lowest IQ out here. Low, not the lowest, but got low IQ. Because we worried about everything but what makes some sense. Look at America. Now, y'all tell me this makes some sense. Look at America. Look, average IQ by country in 2024. Look, South Korea, number 1, China, number 2, Iran, number 3, Japan, number 4, Singapore, number 5, Australia, number 6, Canada, number 7. The U.S. ain't in the top 15. Look, the U.S. ain't even in the top 25. Look, the U.S. is not on the list. Look. Let me tell you. Look, y'all. Make America great again. America is not even on the list of the top 25. What y'all think about that? And Black history ain't going to get them on the list. White history ain't going to get them on the list. History not going to get them on the list. What y'all think about that? Make America great again. Make America great again. What y'all think about that? Keep it real. America not on the list. America's not even on the list. What y'all think about that? Our children going to school. What y'all think about that? Make America great again. You talk about history. And they can't read. They don't know no science. They don't know no math. Our children don't know can't do no math and can't read. Our children in high school, they read at like the 4th grade level in high school. American adults read at like the 5th grade level, 4th, 5th grade level. Adults. That's why you go and you be texting or you go on social media. That's why they're using all these abbreviations because they can't spell. But yet they out here with all this extremism in these politics. You see what I'm saying? You ain't heard Trump or Biden say nothing about how dumb Americans are, though. Because they just pushing extremism. That's why I made the video the other day. It's time to update the United States. The United States got to update because this ain't making no sense. You constantly pushing extremism. Conservative versus liberal, left versus right, Democrat versus Republican. But yet you can't compete with the rest of the world in math and science or reading. Because you're so busy versus a Democrat versus Republican, you're not versus Canada. You're not versus China. You're not versus none of these, Japan. Americans, you versus Americans. That's why that man got shot. That man got shot because it's Americans versus Americans. That's why. That's why you got immigration, because you ain't fixing your system so people can become citizens. Whose fault is it that all these people here? It's the United States' fault. You don't got to know your system ain't no good. You can't even get your border. You can't even secure your own damn border. How you smart? How you gonna win in a war and you can't secure your border? That means the enemy can run into the country. If you can't keep Venezuelans and Mexicans out, how you gonna keep Russians and Chinese out if you go to war? Make it make sense. Don't y'all get caught up into this extremism. Don't y'all get caught up into none of this weirdo conservative versus liberal, left versus right, Democrats. Man, we not doing none of this, okay? This is nutism, okay? This is nutism. There's no way you can survive if you divide it like this. This is ridiculous. I ain't lying. I just wanted my subscribers to know because I know people are going to be upset about what happened to that man, but that man was an extremist. He pushed extremism. And then the extremists came to see him. He should have pushed something else. He shouldn't have put himself out there like that. He shouldn't have been against so many other people with extreme views against the rest of his fellow citizens. He was wrong for that. No compassion. It's his way or the highway. Everybody got to think like you, but can't nobody read. This is a new thing in America. They want all Americans to think alike, but Americans can't read and can't do math. Let that sink in. Listen, man, thanks for watching. Y'all stay on some, support the channel. And you know what? Keep it real.